nothing wrong with that per se. So here's what we're going to do before we start this tour. I just want you to know, like I said, I'm Jack Perez-Ruiz. It's been my pleasure to be the principal at Monterey High School for 14 years. I had no idea what Ms. Eicher meant in sophomore biology class in 1980 when she told me, Perky-Pile, someday you're going to get yours. I did not know that that was a penance, a sentence to stay in the halls of Monterey. And so here I am, still trying to break out of the little tape box that Ms. Eicher put specifically for me in the hallway until I could take a reflective moment. Ms. Eicher, I apologize. I walk around the halls of Monterey High School with an irony bubble over my head. I will tell you that I lean into the fact that the kids that don't always follow the rules are referred to at Monterey every day as Little Jack Perky-Piles. And I think it is cute that some of my teaching staff goes, oh, isn't that cute how he says that? They have no idea that I'm just being completely transparent and sincere. Every child that gets in trouble at Monterey is referred to a Little Jack Perky-Pile. And I lean into it. I don't shy away from it. I let every kid here know that it's never too late. And while we may not be able to change our spots, we can shade them a little bit. So, and I found that the best way of getting that shading in there is just to be sincere and transparent and let people know that Monterey is still a great place. Yeah. And, several years ago, about 15 years ago, Monterey was determined to be an unacceptable campus, or an F, in the state accountability ratings. That happened one time, and it's never happened again. And I won't use this as a PTA meeting, but I will tell you that in the last accountability cycle that's been released, Monterey High School was the only school in Lubbock ISD, the only comprehensive high school in Lubbock ISD to receive 7 out of 7 possible academic And that has zero to do with the principal, except that I have a good nose for hiring great people. Yeah. And I mean that sincerely. And if you've been involved in schools and you guys have raised kids through schools, you know that the staff of a school makes the culture of a school. We have leaned into the ethos and the idea that Monterey is a real school. We serve real kids and all that that means. But the key piece is we have real success. And those things are not mutually exclusive. We believe in the beauty of and as opposed to the tyranny of or. We think you can serve children from all backgrounds, all walks of life, and still be incredibly successful as a school in the idea and the eyes of a state accountability system. Don't get me talking about my belief on one test on one day determining whether a school is a good place. I totally disagree with that. One of my classmates, I just did a tour from my class of 1980. One of my classmates was a Republican House of Representatives, Travis Clardy from Nacogdoches. He just got primaried out because of his support for public education. However, I tell you, in this era that we're in, you need to know that the kids are all right. The kids are all right. They are doing great work. They make me smile every stinking day. Sometimes they make me cry. Often they make me pout and get mad. But they make me smile every day. And I will tell you, and I tell teachers that come in to Monterey and they say, well, what's Monterey like? You know, what are things like nowadays? And I say, you've got different kids. It doesn't look like it did in 1975, 1980. It looks exactly like Lubbock, Texas. It looks exactly like the state of Texas in our country. And when people talk about diversity in schools, what often is interpreted is code speak for children of color. That's not diversity. That's children of color. Diversity is children, lots of children from lots of different backgrounds and lots of different colors. And at Monterey, we have them all. And what we have found is if we set clear expectations, we provide a culture of acceptance with high expectations where kids know what the bar is and how to get to it. Our kids meet it. And that does not mean they don't meet it all the time. and they don't meet it at the same time. But if we are really clear on how we do things at Monterey, it's been fantastic. So I won't brag a lot, but you may have heard that we just won a state basketball championship. And we're three-time defending champions, district champions in soccer. We're defending district champion in football. We've won 2 out of 3 of the last district championships in boys basketball. We've won 4 consecutive district championships in girls basketball, and the list goes on and on. We're competing at the highest levels in UIL. In just a moment, I'm going to take you through our engineering hallway. Engineering hallway? Yes. Monterey is a Project Lead the Way engineering campus. We have 2 strands. We have an engineering capstone strand that we go through, and we have a biomedical sciences capstone that we go through. We also have a wind tunnel that our kids are doing wind engineering and looking at structures and that sort of thing at Monterey, similar to what we're doing at Tech on a smaller level. Our wind tunnel's not walk-in. It's set up for a G.I. Joe, basically. Our robotics teams are competing on a national level. We just brought 2 kids back from National Speech and Debate in Des Moines, Iowa. Yesterday they flew back in. So there's a lot of good things. It's my job to brag about Monterey. But I want you to know this. Everything's not perfect all the time. But I'll tell you the same thing that I tell every child that walks in Monterey High School. On the first day of school, when we meet with every kid and we meet with every class, and I say people will feel about your school exactly how you feel about your school. So I'm not asking you to blow smoke at the public over at University, over at United, when someone says how's school. Oh, it is perfect and wonderful all of the time. No, it's not. Because life is not perfect and wonderful all of the time. But it should be a pretty darn good place most of the time. And I tell the kids, if you don't feel like our school is great, you need to let me know. I may not agree with you on changes that need to be made, because you'd be amazed at what some of the ideas are. Some of them are probably really good, but I'm pretty old. But I tell the kids that, and the kids will buy into it. And I tell people all the time, you may walk by a kid at Monterey High School that does not look like you looked when you walked the halls of Monterey. And as a matter of fact, you might think, oh my goodness, is this child a good person? Are they going to slash my tires? They're much more likely to hold the door for you and say, welcome to Monterey, than they are to do anything else. And if we can have kids that'll do that, then the kids are all right. And the kids are all right at Monterey High School. And Brant, I know they're all right at Plainview High School too. I don't mean to keep you as a captive audience for my public service announcement, but I really think it's important. I tell people all the time, the closer you get to Monterey, the better we look. And do not be afraid to come back into these halls and get an idea. And anyone that wants to volunteer to work a lunch duty, administrators will say that's 2 hours of their life that they never get back. But for you, I think it would be an immersive experience into the cafeteria scene. So with that said, I've got 3 hats here. I need to know what the last line of the Monterey School song is. Great guess.